We got married fairly young, and we both just decided for many reasons we didn't want kids.
Okay.
And then at some point we heard the acronym DINK, and I think just really fell in love with it.
There are more Americans that are deciding not to have children, and it's purposeful.
Yeah, so do they talk about how much money they owe in student loans, though? Because I think that usually that's a factor.
This new trend has led to the rise of a new type of household, more commonly referred to as DINKs, dual income, no kids.
Oh yeah, dual income, no kids, that's perfect for us. That's absolutely right.
Okay.
Children are the death of net worth. Pretty crude, but honestly very true.
Well, yeah, it is true. No, that's accurate. Yeah.
Household configuration of dual income partners living alone without children is on the rise. In 2022, it was around 43%.
Households were dual income without children 2022. Holy shit, that sounds really bad, man. That's really, really fucking bad. Are we going to have a population collapse? I mean, like, Japan is having this problem.
Households, and that's about a 7% increase from a decade previously.
In 2022, 43% of Americans surveyed said they'd want to get married. But just a little more than a quarter said they were sure about wanting children.
What's this here? 56% said they didn't want to have kids? That's crazy. Oh my God. That sounds really bad. Now, like, I think that maybe, because, like, if you ask people that are 21, most people don't have kids at 21 anymore, right? Most people have kids between, like, 27 to, like, 40. I would say somewhere around there, 27 to 37. If you ask a lot of young people, then, yeah, I think that most of them would say no, because they're not really in that position in life to want to have kids. So it depends on how this poll is done, but that's still a very, very high percentage. It says in the future, though, yeah, but I don't think that a 20-year-old is going to have the introspection and the capacity to understand what they're really going to want in the future. Like, whenever I was 21, I felt amazing playing video games all day, doing literally nothing. And then some point around, like, I don't know, 24 or 25, I felt like, man, maybe I'm wasting my fucking life. And I still kept doing it, but I didn't enjoy it as much, you know? So yeah, no, I think it happens. Like, it does.
The term DINK is becoming more prominent now because of financial challenges.
Yeah,
and
there
they
it
see
is.
children
That's the
as just
reason.
another financial challenge that maybe they don't want to take on.
So what's it like to live with a dual income and no children? And will it be the future of American households?
Of course it's not going to be the future of American households, because that would be a problem that would work itself out pretty fast, huh? You know, like that. It's kind of like a self-correcting problem.
According to a 2023 survey of DINKs, finance played a major role in their decision to not have children.
Yeah, there it is. That's the
More
reason.
than a quarter of respondents simply aren't able to financially support a child at the moment.
When we advise clients about having children, we honestly don't even give them the full real details and the real numbers. It's one of those things, if you actually see the math of it all, it might make you decide to not have children.
Well, there's also, like, yeah, it's like, it's a $250,000, something like that. That's what I heard. And it probably is going to be more by the time the kid's an adult. You know, it'd probably be like $400K, something like that, maybe even more. And it's also like a lot of lost opportunities, right? It's like if you're grinding, like, let's say, like, you're streaming, like, how many of you guys do we know streamers or people that did YouTube after they had a kid, they slowed down a lot? And, like, that's a good thing. Like, it shouldn't be looked at like, oh, you fell off. No, that's good. But the difference is that whenever you are just barely making it, or you're getting by, and then you slow down, well, now you're not getting by anymore.
It's a family an estimated $310,605 to raise a child born in 2015 to age 18.
Fucking inflation.
Adjusted for higher future inflation.
I thought it was $250,000.
That doesn't even include the cost of college.
So if you look at inflation within the child care market, it surpasses general overall inflation within economy.
Some couples are contemplating having children at the same time that they're still paying off student loans that they incurred when they were...
See, bro, that's what it's about.
One of my very closest friends, she's been struggling with the reality that the take-home pay she makes is about equal to what childcare would be. That's a really hard position to be in. Seeing our friends really struggle with that balancing act has, I think, made me appreciate the flexibility that we have financially because we don't have children.
Besides saving on childcare, dinks can also fully reap the benefits of combining their finances.
To look at both of our incomes coming in and see how we're able to handle all of that because we don't have extra finances with a child, it's much more comfortable. We get to focus more on the things that we want to do and saving a lot of that money for the future, and worry less about the day-to-day finances of the house and our bills.
Yeah, it shouldn't be like that, though. You know, it's sad. What future? Yeah, there's really, I mean, I don't know. People can 100% afford a kid. Well, maybe they can. I think that a lot of the people that don't have kids, it's so selfish. No, it's not. I think that if you don't want to have kids, you shouldn't have kids. 100%. Why would you want somebody who doesn't want to have a kid to have a kid? Like, that's up to them. It's their own decision.
The free time is actually one of the biggest things for me. So we built me a little office / bedroom out here. We definitely have some more expensive hobbies.
Let me look at that. Oh, wow, that's a big one. Okay, yeah, this guy's serious. Holy shit.
We definitely have some more expensive hobbies.
Yeah.
I build mechanical keyboards, like computer keyboards, in my spare time.
Cool.
And just parts and stuff for that can be very expensive.
Not having children has given us the freedom to pursue other things. Remodeling our home. I'm a beekeeper.
What the fuck?
I'm really handy and I like doing stuff around the house. I wouldn't have the time to just do that after work if I feel like it, if I had, you know, a child to care for.
True. He's right.
Fewer expenses leave dinks with more disposable income to play with.
Disposable income is power, it's stability, and for many couples, it's security.
The security that having, 6 months of income saved for emergencies gives you, that security was so helpful to us during COVID when I was out of work for 6 months.
So I feel like even in this circumstance, this is usually a example of people not wanting to have kids as an outcome of finances. I think even in this circumstance, right? Because they're like, well, we almost got fucked up, and now we don't want to do it. The government hates these people. Kids are super expensive. Yeah, and it's sad, man. It really is sad. I mean, really, the dude spending, like, how much money is it for one of those mechanical keyboards? Like, how much money is he really spending on that? Probably not that much, right? This isn't like, yeah, $300, like $1,000, something like that. Like, I don't know. I'm not seeing it to be, like, the same price as a kid. We force people to have kids and then not even help pay for it. Well, I'm not doing that. I call bullshit. Teaching your kids your hobbies is the most rewarding thing as a father. I love the fact that my kids love Pokemon, TCG, and video games. Yeah, but like you can't ever this is the problem that a lot of people have, is that they always want other people to have the same values as them. There are some people just don't feel that way and they don't want to do that. And it's not wrong. Well, biologically, you could say it is, because if everybody thought like that, that would kind of, that would work itself out pretty quick. But, it's still their choice. That guy's hair, no, don't let him fool you. This hairline is almost as bad as mine.
According
That's
to
a lot of
census
money.
data, dinks can save 9% more for retirement compared to dual income couples with children.
That's saving $4,000 a month is big.
Another 2021 study found that childless adults aged 55 and older had a personal median net worth of $153,900, compared to $130,400 biological parents.
I'm actually surprised the difference isn't larger. Especially considering, the way like interest, compounding interest and stuff like that works. Yeah, I'm surprised it's not more.
If you have $1 and if you have to choose how to use it, a dink can prioritize savings, retirement, investments, both in the equities market
and
as well as things like real estate or second properties.
The hardest part of investing is just having the cash to do it.
That's one thing that, you know, if you're rich, you can buy more money. Poor people can't do that. It's expensive to be poor.
That are related to children, that cash can go into those investment goals.
We started investing in our early 20s.
That's good.
I feel really safe because we have this strong nest egg of ETFs that are accessible and fairly liquid. And then we also have our long-term savings, which are, you know, tied up in IRAs. We can choose what our aging years look like because we've saved to plan for that eventuality.
It is well documented that the younger you are when you start your savings and your retirement portfolio, the better off you are in the long run in terms of aggregate savings and your ability to accrue savings and wealth.
Yeah, there's a lot of numbers and like data and like extrapolation that people do for like how much more money you would have if you started saving at like 18 versus 25 versus 30 versus 35. Long story short, it's best to start saving as early as possible.
Just take the $310,605 it would take for a middle-income married family to raise a child.
Yeah.
While child expenses can vary significantly by age.
Isn't that crazy? Who would have expected that?
That could easily represent more than $15,000 in otherwise investable funds per year.
Yep.
Consider the power of annually compounding interest.
There it is.
And that $15,000 per year can grow to more than $500,000 in just 18 years, assuming 7% annual returns. This nest egg could also help Dinks secure more assets for themselves.
Yep.
Dual earner adults living together who both have jobs and have been saving are really able to put a heftier, relatively large down payment on a home, which then reduces their monthly mortgage and has all of these other benefits. You're paying less interest over the long run.
Well, that's not always a good idea, assuming that the interest rate on the mortgage is lower, or is lower than like your market return. Like that's not always a good idea, but generally it is. It's very simple math.
Have a good little nest egg gifted to me by my grandparents, and that helped us buy our first house. But then from there, living in that house, living in a place with a lower cost of living like Utah, having dual income helped us build all this savings so that when we sold that home and moved to Massachusetts, we had an even larger nest egg that allowed us to buy a more expensive home in a higher cost of living.
Oh, it's not trust fund or anything like that, cheaties. No. I mean, there's a lot of people that inherit things from their family. Like, this is not an uncommon thing that people inherit things from their family.
I'm not totally sure where we would be if we had a child as well.
That extends beyond just purchasing a home. There are lots of big item, big ticket investments that we tend to make earlier on in adulthood to the extent that we...
Like an expensive car that will depreciate in value the moment that you drive it off the dealership. And the insurance for it is extremely high, so you have to pay it. And then you also have to make a car payment every month. Yeah, you have to remember that. Like if I had $100 million, I probably would still not buy a Lamborghini. Still wouldn't do it. It's a waste of money. Excuse me, is that what he does?
But the rise of Dinks isn't such great news for the economy as a whole.
Yeah.
Historically, lower birth rates have been associated with slower economic growth.
Who could have ever guessed that?
Critical social programs such as Social Security depend heavily on population growth.
We shouldn't strive to have a generation of young adults that are not reproducing. That would not be healthy for society.
No.
It wouldn't be healthy for the economy. It wouldn't be healthy for us as we age. So there are a lot of reasons why we do want to take investments in the next generation seriously.
For Dinks, the biggest challenges are often not financial.
This is true, is that there's a lot of people, and this is what I said before, there are people who are they are in need of constant approval of their life decisions. They constantly need somebody to tell them that the thing that you're doing is the right thing. And whenever other people are doing a different thing and they seem to be happy, these people constantly try to find different weaknesses and like, oh, well, you're not really happy. oh, well, it's not really like that. This is the biggest fucking insecurity ever. There are plenty of people that do things that are totally different than you that are completely fucking happy. Like, it's just, again, it's insecurity, I think. It's insecurity and people are not confident in their decisions.
People out when we were just a young married couple, and that was all. There was no baby afterwards. I had family members asking if something was wrong because it's been 5 years of a young, healthy couple not producing a child.
I mean, yeah, of course they're going to wonder that because usually most people have kids. And then whenever you're not doing it, people are going to wonder, why aren't you doing it? Is it really surprising that people ask you about, are you doing the thing that guarantees the continuation of our existence? I mean, like, of course you're going to have aunts and uncles at Thanksgiving asking you about this. This is normal. Think about it from their perspective. Are they supposed to know every life decision that you're making? Maybe you've changed your mind.
A self-care aspect that is minimized when you're a dink.
Self-care. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. I gotta hear about this shit again. All right, here we go. Let's do it.
So there are many mom groups or, you know, daddy-daughter dances.
Yeah.
There aren't groups for, hey, I'm a professional woman and I just want to go home and read a book.
There's plenty of groups for single men. They're called World of Warcraft, Call of Duty, Final Fantasy, and let me think, I don't know, Escape from Tarkov. If you want to find a bunch of men that don't have kids, just go online.
I think on the other side of that, there can be times where in certain circumstances and circles, it's harder to make friends.
There is also the potential for more financial responsibility from other family members.
There could be additional pressure as dinks get older for people within their family to assume that they can take care of certain obligations. For example, if you have an aging parent, dinks might be the ones that are relied upon because it's presumed you have disposable income or you have disposable time to take on these responsibilities.
As it should be. That's right.
According to experts, the #1 advice for dinks is to prioritize savings.
And it sucks. It does. It fucking sucks dick. Oh my God. I had to deal with that with my mom. Oh, fuck. It was awful. But you got to do it. That's just how it is.
If anybody is considering becoming a dink, as a financial planner, I highly recommend that strategy. I recommend it to my clients. When my clients tell me that's an intentional choice they're going to make, I am a big fan of it.
With that disposable income, make a budget. How do you want to spend it? Make sure you put aside some money for fun, but also make sure you put aside some money for investments, and they can be traditional or non-traditional investments, and then revisit it annually to make sure it still makes sense.
I think if you're considering not having children in your life, make sure your partner's on the same page as you.
Yeah.
And that you have confidence in that value in isolation without your partner too.
Yeah. Don't go into the dink lifestyle just like, oh, I don't have kids, so I just have more money and can do whatever. It still takes the work of like planning for your future, putting money away. If you're not gonna have kids, make sure you still save money for your future because the world is a weird place.
Well, the reason why people don't have kids is because they can't save the money in the first place to have the kids. So it's hard to really do that. But he's right. Yeah, for sure.
Now, and who knows what it's going to be like in another 30, 40 years when we go to retire.
I mean, I feel like this is kind of sad, and it's not sad that they want to do it. I think people can do what they want to do. That's fine. It's their life, their decision. If it makes them happy, then they should do it. But the sad part is that people feel like they have to do it. And like, even with like their story, I mean, they act like it's a lifestyle choice, but then whenever they explain their background, it seems like this is something that was led on by financial anxiety during COVID, right? This doesn't seem like this is an internal personal choice. Like if they had $10 million, $50 million, would this decision be the same? And I think that if you ask these people, they would probably say yeah, but for how long? And maybe they would say yeah forever, because of course there's going to be people that feel that way. But I think the biggest thing that moves the needle for people is money. And it's also the fact that at least here in the US, you get almost no support if you have kids. at least compared to what you get in certain places in Europe. So yeah, it's not a surprise that people aren't having kids. And it's also a big problem is you look at it from the idiocracy perspective. It's the people that are financially literate that aren't having kids because they realize, holy fuck, we don't have the money for this. Meanwhile, you've got Cletus and fucking, you know, some his girlfriend named Cadillac that have 9 fucking kids living in one trailer, and they're gonna be running the fucking world. Oh my God. And I don't think people are seeing it. Like, we're not having the same problem that Japan is having or that China is starting to have. But we will. Oh, we will. Certain places in Europe are having this problem too.